Hi, I'm Carl with Apt, and this is the Yamaha YAS 107. This soundbar is 35 inches wide, 2 1/8 inches high, and 5 1/8 inches deep if it's sitting on a shelf. If you wall mount it, you just have to reverse the height and the depth. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to talk about it as if it was sitting on a shelf. It's got a cloth grill that covers the top, front, and sides. The bottom has some rubber feet to hold it in place, and you'll also find some keyhole mounts for wall installation. On the sides, you've got base ports that allow for air movement, and on the top is where you're going to find the touch controls. There's an input button to select your source, a mute button, volume up and down, and power. Now, you're not always going to be standing right next to the speaker to control it, so Yamaha also gives you a couple options there. There's going to be a remote that comes in the box, and there's also the Yamaha home theater controller app that you can download for free. You're also going to notice on the top here, there's going to be some indicator lights, and those are going to show you the operation and setting statuses. Moving on to the back, you're going to see all your inputs and connections. There's the AC input jack, a spot to plug in for firmware updates, a subwoofer out if you want to add an external sub for more bass, a 3.5mm analog input, an optical audio input, and yes, they do provide an optical cable, an HDMI input, which is HDCP 2.2 compliant, and an HDMI output with audio return channel. The other connection, which isn't visible, is Bluetooth 4.1. So there's several ways to connect to the speaker, which make it super easy to use. Sound's provided by two 1/8 inch cone woofers, two 3-inch subwoofers, and two 1-inch dome tweeters, all with a total output of up to 120 watts. Now, sound is a pretty subjective category, but I thought this sounded really great for a soundbar that isn't going to break the bank. Your highs and mids were clear and sharp, and bass was decent for a speaker that has just two small subs built in. And if the bass isn't enough, like I mentioned before, you still have that sub out that you can use to add more. You also have the ability to customize the sound for how you're using the speaker. You've got a clear voice function that you can use to enhance vocals on TV shows, news, and sports commentary, as well as a bass extension to pump up the bass a little bit. The other two options are surround, which allows you to activate the DTS Virtual X for 3D sound, and a stereo button that puts you in 2-channel playback. So if you want something that's easy to set up, that's going to give you much better sound than your TV speakers, and you don't want to break the bank, make sure you give the YAS 107 a try. You can pick them up right here at our store in Glenview, or you can order online at apt.com. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to see videos on all the great products we carry here at Apt.